Okay, so a little update on the Southbend project. Haven't had a video out in a few days because we kind of been held up. It's one of these projects that turned into making us do a few other projects that are behind. So this is the underdrive. That's the shaft in there, the pulley, and the collar on here. This collar here is cracked where the set screw goes. This thing has been crashed hard several times, obviously, where the cone pulley goes on. It's actually, the original shaft had a groove from the set screws auguring into the shaft halfway around. And so anyways, we got to do something on here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, a roll pin or something. We originally had a tapered pin, but we had to drill it out. It would not come out. So I haven't decided exactly what we're going to do there. We've got to make a new collar here. We got to run this in because it slides in really easy in one position, and then when we turn it, it comes up snug. So I'm not sure exactly what's happening there because the shaft was turned between centers and the shoes all bored at the same time, but it acts like this shaft. Now that shaft might have taken a warp or something, I don't know. I guess we might have to spin it and see. But anyways, that's the underdrive. And then the big projects, we got our Ellis dividing head here because we got to put the gear teeth on the cross feed shaft, and we need 14 teeth, so that means we need 21 hole pattern. And of course the plate that we've got is a number 1 plate, and it goes from 15 to 20, so we don't have a 21. We'll go back to that in a minute. We also didn't have chalk or backing plate for this, and that seems to be a Jarno taper in there as near as I can measure it to, and of course don't have anything like that. So we ordered up a 5-inch 3-jaw chuck. It's Z Live Center, and it comes with custom scratches and gouges already on it, and a set of outside jaws and whatever, and a chuck key. Seems to work okay. So now we've got a chuck, but we don't have a backing plate. So I ordered up a semi-machined backing plate that's got the 1 1/4 8 thread for on here, and when we get that, we'll make turn a stub in the lathe and thread it so that we can get it running true, and we'll machine it down to fit the chuck, and then eliminate as much back spacing as we can so it'll sit on there. That'll give us our chuck. And now what we got to do is go over here. Buddy give us a piece of steel plate to use here today. So Ellis, of course, not being a real popular dividing head as near as we can tell, hard to find dividing plates. I found one, but it's got really high numbers on it, and I don't know what it's for, some exotic set of gears, but anyways. So we got a piece of 3/8 plate. That dividing plate's about 5/16. So we're going to lay out 2 circles here and rough cut them with plasma, and then we'll lay out our concentric circles. We did all the math so that we know where our circles have to be, and also our spacing between circles, so we can figure all that out, center punch it all, and then we'll put it in the lathe, drill the center of it, and make an arbor for it, because we're going to be doing 2 of these. So we're going to make a number 2 and a number 3 plate. That should give us all our ratios. Once we get that done for the 40:1 ratio gearhead, so we'll lay this out, and then we'll cut it out, or we'll rough it out, and then what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I haven't decided. I might drill the center and turn it and put it on an arbor, and then just use the cross feed on the lathe to get my spacing. I want to have grooves where our hole pattern is going to be, just so we got them line up. Or we may do a layout first after we face it, and then then we'll know where our holes are. We drill all our holes and then we'll put our centers in after. I just haven't made up my mind what order of operations we're going to do it. But anyways, that'll give us a dividing plate that'll go on the dividing head that we can then use with the backing plate that we're going to machine, so that we can use the chuck that we got on the dividing head that will then have the right series of holes, the 21 holes that we need, so that we can then put our 14 teeth on this. Now, if you look it up, make sure I got the right one here. Yeah. I don't know how well you can see that. But when you look up the machinery's handbook, 14 teeth is supposed to use a number 7 cutter. But this being Southbend and nothing actually being on a nominal size, they actually used a number 6 cutter, which we have. So we'll set up the number 6 cutter, and that's 7/8. So on top of everything else we got a machine, we got a 7/8 arbor, but we don't have a 7/8 running bushing to go in the overarm support. So we got some steel. We're going to have to turn out an overarm support bushing, the right size for this overarm support, to fit on the 7/8 arbor, so that we can use that to cut our gears. So as you can see, it's one of them things where one project makes you do another project, so we'll have 5 or 6 projects done by the time we get this one piece done on the Southbend. But the good part is once we have all that done, it'll be done, and we'll be able to use the stuff for other projects. And on top of all that, just for fun, our new MIG welder ran out of flux core wire on a job yesterday, so we had to go and replace our Argo Shield bottle, and now we got to build a cart for the little welder because it's got a bottle of gas. It's sitting over there now. That, of course, bottle of gas was stole with the welder that was stole a couple of years ago. So we're slowly getting our stuff back together, I guess, building up our stuff that was stole. So anyways, that's what we're up to on the Southbend project. So hopefully we'll have some more machining for you. We got cross slide and everything in there, and with Citroclean, getting there all degreased and everything, so it's all scrubbed up. Just got to get her out and WD-40 it so it don't rest up on us. So anyways, that's got all our ratios there. We got I think we got the whole series of the black books there. Some of them are kind of redundant, they overlap, but they've all got a little bit different information in them, and they're handy. A little bit quicker sometimes to index than going through the machinery's handbook for quick referencing. But anyways, we'll get another video up once we get at some machining here and get some of these sub projects done to get the big project done.